There he is.
So, we've cheated slightly this time.
Yeah, this game was actually made 2 years after the film bearing the same name was made, and already the game is more faithful to the original cartoons than I think the film was.
And has better graphics. No, so we cheated slightly. There wasn't actually a game made of the Popeye film, but it's still Popeye, it's the same character, and also it gave us a chance to review Robin Williams' first film.
Yeah.
So 1992, so old school.
So this is 2 years after the original Donkey Kong.
One slight issue.
What? You can't start the
I
game?
don't know how to start the game.
Is it one of the shoulder buttons? Yeah.
I don't know which one I pressed. Is this a Donkey Kong style clone? Just looking at it, it looks vaguely like...
It's similar, yes.
Okay, a bit of Mario Bros going on here. Am I going to die? No?
The object is to collect all of the hearts and fill up that top left box.
Can I die? Oh! Okay, you can't jump. Well, you might be able to. I haven't pressed all the buttons.
You can't jump, but you can punch. You
That's
can't
a
actually
ladder.
fight Bluto. Watch
Okay.
out for him touching you.
Good advice for
You
anyone.
can pick up the spinach,
Oh,
and now you
okay.
can beat him up. So think like Pac-Man, powered up.
Oh, and these are stairs, I see.
Yeah.
And it's
And there
round.
goes, yeah.
So how many hearts do I need to get?
4,
Whoa.
8, 12, 16, 20, 24.
Oh, for goodness sake. So it's just an avoidance game for
Yep.
a long period of time.
He's going to give you a noogie on your head there.
Oh, you cheeky. Oh, Popeye, come on, what are you doing? Getting stuck on the stairs. What is
So-
that blue thing on the top? Is that
It's a dumbbell. Not dumbbell.
a punch bag?
That's the one, yeah.
Oh, I'm just in trouble.
Yep. And that's game over.
And that's Popeye.
We haven't even talked about the film yet.
And that was more entertaining than the film.
Shall I have a go?
Yeah, just one problem. I still can't remember how to
I
start
think it's
the
a
game.
shoulder button. No.
We're still not sure
Here
what
we
it
go.
is.
One of the clicks.
Okay, so the film. So, you know, okay, first of all, let's be fair. Let's give it its due. Let's go with the good of the film. Robin Williams did a passable impression of Popeye.
Yeah.
He vaguely looked the part. I mean, the prosthetics were dodgy, weren't they? And we'll come on to that. But
I don't think he really fitted in with everything else.
Up the stairs. Up the stairs or down the stairs.
I've forgotten the other buttons.
Olive Oil was a tall, slim woman. You know, Bluto was a big guy. Wimpy was in it, so it's got the characters. You say Sweet Pea as well, and you know,
And his dad.
and his dad,
And I'm dead.
and you're dead.
I think the most tolerable thing about it was the costume designs, I think. And the sets
Yeah, yeah.
was okay. So, like, the style, I guess, of it.
I just want to come back to the fact that he ate spinach to get stronger, but that didn't happen until 7 minutes before the end of the film. The whole film, there was a reference to spinach, so I get that they're like all building up to the big moment. When it does finally happen, though, he's underwater, wrestling with a terrible-looking rubber octopus.
So all you see... Oh, God.
All you see is some spinach shoved in his mouth, and then a giant prosthetic arm come out and punch the octopus, and possibly Bluto. Get him.
Much like I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, there he goes.
So the spinach thing was terrible. The film's a musical, which isn't immediately apparent until they start singing immediately. But
It's like every 5 minutes.
the
there's a new
songs
song.
were terrible. They're just not memorable at all. The singing was what it was. It was fine. The other thing is, which David noticed as well, was I know Popeye has the pipe in his mouth and he has a funny voice and you can't understand him a bit, but actually we couldn't understand what Robin Williams was saying, and it was at some points literally saying, what is he saying? I missed that
Sometimes
line.
I got the impression that it was like dubbed over, and then I confirmed that by looking it up. They did. Apparently, a lot of his footage was unintelligible, and they couldn't use any of it, so he did have to redub a lot of his lines.
I just love the idea that they've made the film and then they go, great, we've done it all, we've finished everything, that's a wrap, let's just go and have a look. Oh. And then they realise that, one small problem, we can't understand a word that the lead character's saying.
I do have an interesting bit of trivia related to Popeye games, is that the original Donkey Kong game was going to be a Popeye license game.
Okay.
And they apparently couldn't get the rights to it. So Shigeru Miyamoto made up his own characters of
Wow,
Donkey Kong
so
Jumbo.
had they got the license to Popeye, we may have never seen Donkey Kong or
Well, they
Mario.
still- yeah. But they still went ahead with it because this game's actually made by Nintendo as well. So 2 years later, they still came back and did Popeye.
Yeah. Probably after they saw what success Donkey Kong was.
They probably didn't see the film.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just saying, I can't imagine having paid money and gone to see that at the cinema. And, right, have you got enough hearts now? Oh no.
Spinach you only get once as well.
This looks a little bit Wreck-It Ralph, doesn't it, when he does that? The graphics
Yeah.
are quite nice, actually. For 1982, the graphics are quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this was an arcade game, not home console. This isn't the home console version, I
There
should
was
say.
an NES port, but it didn't look as nice.
I bet it didn't. I mean, this sprites of the characters is almost 16-bit quality.
Yeah, almost. Not quite,
Almost. But yeah.
Oh, and that's my last life. I only had 3 hearts to go. There's only about 3 or 4 stages in this.
Of which we've seen one.
Yeah.
The editing bothered me on the film. There were scenes where it just went on, and you'd think you could have cut this scene, really. Oh, great. You could have cut this scene and, a few seconds shorter. And that then on and on through the whole film, and perhaps the film could have been, 90 minutes rather than having to sit through 2 hours of that nonsense.
I didn't like sort of the presentation of it. It seemed a bit like too, not dark and gritty, but a little too realistic for its own good.
It was almost like you'd have now a gritty reboot of a film.
Yeah,
but
and it was an origin story as well, which was that really required for Popeye? Who are these old?
I don't know. I was thinking that who those characters are. Yeah, there seems to be a thing with Robin Williams games. We've seen it in both Aladdin games and this about people throwing stuff. I don't know, I suppose that was pots. I'm thinking of old women throwing those pots out of the windows.
I wonder why you were getting with that.
I just did. Well, I'm not sure why.
He's crushed to death. I shouldn't be struggling. I did play this before just to get a feel for it. And
yeah.
I did get to like stage 3, but apparently I'm terrible now. Oh, come on. Well, I'm running out of things to say about either the game or the film.
Bluto was terrible. He was just like a
Homeless old man with a massive beard.
A knockoff Brian Blessed, with just made noises like a pig as he was breathing.
Too many comedy cartoon sound effects in my liking in the whole film.
It wasn't that they had too many. It was that it was a
real
blend.
Yeah.
The blend of realistic-ish environment mixed with those comedy sound effects did not work at all.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about our favourite Robin Williams films and the good ones. We've also got to talk about what we think are his worst. You don't even need to punch him; you can just walk into him. We've got to be talking about his worst films as well. I thought we thought Toys was bad. We thought Toys was
we fast
very
forwarded
poor.
through a few scenes in Toys.
Yeah, but nothing like this.
But this was like we played most of the film at 1.5 speed because it was that boring.
It was very slow paced, wasn't it? For me, this is his first film, fine, but this is his weakest film that we've seen so far.
But it wasn't all his fault, though. In fact,
no,
not
not blaming him at all. Well, at all. I'm not blaming him for the whole thing, but overall, as a package,
there was like scenes where everyone else would prat about and then leave the room, and you'd wait for him to make a funny quip based on the situation, and it'd always be terrible.
And also, like you said, he almost seemed like a bit character in his own film.
Yeah,
other stuff
for
would
the
be
first
happening.
hour or so, definitely.
Other things were
background.
Things were just happening around him, weren't they? And
yeah.
He had one fight scene that we finally got to after about 20 minutes of nonsense, and
punched two guys.
Yeah.
And did this trademark, spiralling punches on that you'd get on a punching bag.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And then he fight scene with Bluto, in which Bluto just punches him and he rolls thud butt style, spinning down the boardwalk, and that was it.
We did think at one point when the dodgy rubber tentacled octopus turned up that it was turning all a bit hentai, but unfortunately it wasn't even that interesting. I
already knew, because it's kind of like, not an urban legend, but it's kind of common knowledge that they did spend a lot of money on the sets and all the production costings, and then they run out of money towards the end of the film, so they spend like an hour and 45 minutes of just wandering around the town, and then they will hop in a boat and go out to this small little island and have a punch up with an octopus, a very fake looking rubber octopus, and you can just tell they clearly ran out of money when it got to the end of the film.
Yeah, it looked terrible. big rubbery thing that looked awful, and as I say, just.
And when I did look at the trivia, it was all full of facts like they bought a load of ships specially to sink for sunken ships in the dressing of the sets.
They were all seaworthy, weren't they? And then they purposely then sunk them. I didn't realise he could jump down.
Yeah.
Bluto is a nasty piece of work in this game.
He is.
Graphically, this is so much nicer than Donkey Kong. I mean, it's what, a year later?
2 years.
2 years, sorry, 2 years later, yeah.
It might be 1 year, actually.
Just staying off the same level as him works quite well. Is that the last one?
He's done it.
Hooray. Oh, look at that.
Popeye.
I didn't like Olive's character in the film either. She was very fickle. You know, that she was going on about, I like Bluto, etc. I know
she did run away.
She ran away, but yeah, just... Oh, we got Wimpy in this one. He looks like you can jump on a seesaw.
I musical notes this time. Obviously, you can say like Olive's character was really annoying and whiny, and all she did was just going "Popeye, help!" blah blah blah. But that's all she did in the cartoons.
I suppose so. I guess
Sweet Pea in the corner.
I guess I just wasn't a massive fan of Popeye, even the cartoons. They're okay, but
I'm not that familiar with the original cartoons. I think I did watch the 90s. I think it was called the All New Popeye Show.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to the village, 'cause I eat the spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Closing comments then?
Poo pie.
Yeah, my eye has popped.
My attention span has popped. My attention span has flopped. No, we're done.
The film has flopped.
The film was a flop.
Yep.
Made its money back and fuck.